survivors and how you can get involved as well.
And we're looking forward to cooler temperatures and lower humidity. I'll show you what to expect number-wise in your forecast coming up. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez. Dana has the day off. Let's waste no time and get straight to that weather this morning, Joel. We teased a lot more about these cooler temperatures, but it is 7 this morning, 66 degrees, partly cloudy skies. I think I did the job for you already.
Yeah, almost. I mean, though the humidity is keeping us a little bit warmer as we head into this morning. Actually, we're slightly cooler than yesterday. We're in the middle 60s this time, but the humidity is starting to decrease, especially as we go into this afternoon. Beautiful look at Tyler this morning. Got some clouds off into the distance and, of course, some nice fall-like colors across the area here, or I should say in our sky here. Wish some of the trees were that same color, that's for sure. But you can see some of the cooler air from the northeast. We've got low 60s across Jefferson and Marshall. All of that is actually moving further to the southwest. So that is where those cooler temperatures are going to be coming in for today, for tomorrow. And that's something we're definitely going to be looking forward to. But for today, as we wear on into the rest of this morning, still staying pretty clear. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s. By the time it gets to the early afternoon, you're walking out the door again to middle to upper 60s. Then by this afternoon, I think we'll reach a high of around 87, and those north-northeast winds holding on at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Moving in that cooler and much drier air. You can see that on your 3-day forecast, down to 85 for tomorrow and 87 by Saturday. Look at those lows in the upper 50s. It's going to be a drastic change going into tomorrow and Saturday. Temperatures will be increasing once again moving into next week. I'll show you what that looks like in your 7-day forecast coming up later.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. We're going to give you a quick update on this breaking news we've been following all morning long. Tyler police are on the scene of a shooting. We don't know much information about it right now. That's what we're still trying to work on. But we do know it happened just after 2 this morning on North Grand Avenue. This is a live look from our CBS 19 on-scene unit right now. And of course, like I mentioned, not a lot of details this morning on injuries or how many people were sent to the hospital. But of course, as we do learn more, we'll keep you posted on air and online. 7-3 now, nearly 2 weeks after a heartbreaking loss on the sidelines of a Corrigan-Camden football game. The East Texas community is remembering Daniel Rivera, a young athlete who died too soon. It was a regular Friday night under the stadium lights when Daniel suddenly clutched his head in pain during the game. Just weeks after battling from a knee injury, he collapsed unresponsive and was rushed to the hospital. Doctors found a rare brain malformation that caused internal bleeding, a condition no one expected and no one could have prevented. After emergency surgery and days of hope, Daniel's condition worsened, leading to an impossible decision for his family.
We wouldn't want to hurt his body any more than what it's already going through. If his heart stops, we're just gonna have to let it be.
All of this really impacted our lives deeply, but knowing that he served God with all his heart, we know that God took him with him and took him into his glory with him.
Well, a viewing will be held tomorrow from noon to 7 at the First Baptist Church Family Life Center. The funeral is set for Saturday at 2 at Corrigan-Camden High School cafeteria. Also this morning, we're hearing from the school district that Caden Nelson attended. The 17-year-old Woden High School student died Sunday afternoon in Etoile. According to the Nacogdoches County Sheriff, Caden, known lovingly as KK, was a cancer survivor and a student leader, and a constant source of joy at Woden ISD. In a statement, the district called her a bright light whose sweet spirit left a lasting impact. Teachers, classmates, and friends say she was always her best and lifted others along the way. Grief counselors remain on hand for students and staff. 7:05 now, a Carthage ISD band director has resigned because of a new Texas law that requires the 10 Commandments to be displayed in a public classroom. Johnny Cotton, who spent 42 years in education, says the mandate crosses the line between politics, religion, and public schools, and that's a line he refused to cross. In a social media post, Mr. Cotton, that is, said he doesn't blame the district because they had no choice but to enforce the law. Carthage ISD accepted his resignation and thanked him for his service. In a statement sent to us, the district said Mr. Cotton has resigned from his position with Carthage ISD for personal reasons. We appreciate his service to our students and community during his time with the district, and we wish him well in his endeavors. Stepping in as interim director is Todd Dock, the current assistant band director, who brings more than a decade of experience in music education. 7:06 now. Let's take a live look at the Western Wall in Israel. Israelis and Palestinians are expressing excitement and joy today. That's the live look right now by EarthCam. Many have hoped and prayed for what appears to be forever, and that time is finally here. That's after negotiators reached an agreement on a path to a ceasefire last night. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he's convening his government to sign off on it today, and experts say the process is a long and difficult one, but Amy Kiley reports the first steps could end the suffering of thousands.
This really is the end of the war.
Israel and Hamas say they have agreed to phase one of a ceasefire plan.
The next few days, with each side has to do certain things. The Israelis have to pull out. Hamas needs to release the hostages. Israel needs to release prisoners.
Hamas and its allies are holding 48 hostages. The Israeli government believes 20 are alive. President Donald Trump says their release could begin Monday. Many Israelis are expressing gratitude toward the U.S.
What we're witnessing is peace through pressure.
The Hostages and Missing Families Forum says members are excited, but adds, quote, "Our struggle is not over and will not end until the last hostage returns home." Reports out of Gaza say people there clapped and cheered at the news.
It's incredibly quiet from the skies. Come on!
The United Nations says it will supply sustained humanitarian relief to Gazans. Trump says other Mideast countries plan to help with reconstruction.
I think Gazans will have massive relief as the war stops.
Experts say the next phase of the ceasefire plan will be harder to implement.
It speaks about reconstruction in Gaza. It speaks about an international security force. All of those things are very complicated.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
All right, 7:08 now. Let's take a live look at our nation's capital now. After lawmakers in Washington failed to break a stalemate again yesterday, the government shutdown is now entering its 9th day, and some lawmakers are now considering smaller funding bills to reopen parts of the government. Bradley Blackburn has more.
Motion upon reconsideration is not agreed to.
In the Senate, a Republican bill to fund the government again failed yesterday to get the needed 60 votes to pass. Democrats are pushing for the extension of health care subsidies that Republicans have refused for now.
If you want our votes for the budget, you've got to make sure that you don't ruin the health care system this fall.
The difference is they're trying to hold us hostage. No, we want to have a debate about how to do it right, and save the taxpayers money.
With the two sides locked in, the Senate's top Republican has now suggested he could hold votes on standalone bills to fund parts of the government, including a defense appropriations bill. More than 1 million active duty troops could miss their next paycheck if the shutdown continues.
Government shutdown.
In San Francisco, tourists were turned away from the National Park Service's Alcatraz Island, while in Chicago, federal workers held a rally.
We are standing together, many of us unpaid, but all of us unbroken.
And concerns continue for many passengers at the nation's airports.
With the shutdown, I'm worried about did they have enough air traffic controllers to make sure that we're going to get there safely.
This week, airports in Nashville, Dallas, Boston, and other cities have all seen slowdowns from staffing issues and call-outs.
Well, the IRS also said this week it has furloughed more than 35,000 employees. That's roughly half their workforce. And it could mean the closure of taxpayer call centers. Meanwhile, former FBI Director James Comey pled not guilty at his arraignment in a federal court on Wednesday. Comey is charged with making a false statement in obstruction of a congressional proceeding. Comey's defense attorneys say they intend to ask the case to be thrown out before a trial on the grounds that it constitutes a vindictive prosecution by the Trump administration. President Trump reacted to the arraignment yesterday, calling Comey, quote, a dirty cop.
No, I think he's a crooked guy. He's a dirty cop. Comey, I think he's a dirty cop. He's recognized by many people to be a dirty cop and dishonest guy. So all I have to do is, I mean, I have nothing to do with the case. I just say,
but you call him Bondi to prosecute him and oppose him.
No, I don't call anybody. You know what? I'm allowed to do that if I wanted to do that. But Comey's a crooked guy. He has been for years, and he got caught.
We'll continue to follow the latest developments in the former FBI director's case, both online and on CBS19.tv. 7:10 now. Time now for your morning headlines. A new rule could soon let college athletes and staff place bets on professional sports. The NCAA Division I Committee approved the proposal on Wednesday, with Divisions 2 and 3 set to be reviewed by the end of October. Now, if all three divisions agree, the change would take effect on November 1st. Now, betting on college sports, however, will still be banned under NAAC rules. Policy, that is. The Labor Department says restrictive immigration policies are contributing to food shortages across the country. The agency cites deportations and limits on new migrants as a key reason for that, for a growing labor gap in agriculture. It disagrees, though, with claims that Americans on Medicaid could fill those jobs, saying most do but don't want them. Officials say the shortages are raising the risk of supply shocks nationwide. And a woman in her 60s died Monday after riding the Haunted Mansion ride at Disneyland. Officials say she was found unresponsive and security workers performed CPR before she was taken to the hospital. Anaheim Fire and Rescue believes she suffered a medical emergency unrelated to the ride. The Haunted Mansion reopened shortly after that. And rock legend Gene Simmons is recovering at home after crashing in Malibu. Officials say the 76-year-old lost conscience and hit a parked car Tuesday. His wife says dehydration and a new medication caused him to black out. Simmons was treated and released from the hospital later, writing on social media he is completely fine after what he called a slight fender bender. All right, 7:12 this morning. It's time for our question of the day. It's all about, if we're lost, where would you find us? Here it is. If a friend lost you at the grocery store, which aisle would they find you at?
The gaming aisle.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Joel.
100%.
Joel for sure be at the gaming aisle.
Looking at the PlayStations, the Switches, and the games.
The new games.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just now getting into this world of, the Switch, the games, and everything. Just finished all the Harry Potter movies.
Okay.
For the first time in, I don't know, forever.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at a video game for Harry Potter. I don't know if you've seen Harry Potter before.
Oh,
yeah.
Like the video game or the actual?
The actual movie.
Oh, yeah, all the movies.
Are there any good video game recommendations for a Switch?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter related.
I haven't played any Harry Potter games on the Switch, but I remember back then I used to play. I had Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2 for the DS.
Okay. So it was
maybe one.
Maybe similar, right?
Yeah, pretty similar. I think there's another one. I forget what it's called. It's like Hogwarts Legacy or something like that.
That's the one I've heard is good.
Okay, that one I did hear is a good. I haven't played it myself, but I heard some really good things about it.
We'll have a game night. I'll buy it for us.
Sounds good.
As for me, though, if I got lost, I would probably be in the soft drink aisle.
Yeah.
Taking all the Dr. Peppers, hands down. Maybe
you would.
Go over to the creamer aisle, buy me the. At Sonic, they have the dirty Dr. Peppers.
Sure.
They have the creamer now in store.
Really?
Yeah, so you can make your Dr. Peppers at home with as much little or as less cream as you want. So that's where you'll find me.
There you go.
A couple people on Facebook this morning saying, where they would be themselves. Terry, he says front door. I'm just going to be there.
The front door is hanging out.
Shamika saying the cookie aisle. Shamika, I agree with you. So what kind of cookies do you like?
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip, very classical.
Yeah, or I like them with the M&Ms in there as
So
well.
here's the other question. The hard chocolate chip or like the soft kind?
Oh, man. I kind of like the soft.
Soft? You can't go wrong with soft, but with the hard, you can dip them and make them a little bit soft in milk.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
And then Amy's saying fresh produce. Amy, stay healthy. We need to be like you, Amy. All right. Well, speaking of going out to the store, how's it looking out there for this traffic this morning, Joel?
Yeah, where you'll find me is at the green screen over here giving you the traffic this morning. Things are in really good shape so far. Still pretty good out there. 2 hours over to Dallas, hour and 30 minutes over to Shreveport on I-20. Things are looking pretty good out there. And as far as US 69, also very good. 2.5 hours up to Denison and an hour and 30 minutes down to Lufkin. Some of the other routes across the area, Jacksonville to Nacogdoches, or Jack to Nac, as I like to call it, 50 minutes. Tyler to Longview is a 40-minute commute so far this morning. And then Tyler to Palestine is up to 55 minutes. Tyler to Athens is now up to 45 minutes. Current visibility is pretty good out there. Just watching for some of our easternmost counties here. Carthage down to about 7 miles of visibility. So you'll notice a little bit of a haze there, but by and large here, we got some pretty nice visibilities all across the area. Giving you green lights all the way through this morning and green lights for this afternoon. We're a little bit cooler than yesterday, up to about 87, but still holding on to plenty of sunshine and the humidity starting to drop.
Green is good, Joel. Thanks so much. 7:15 this morning now. Human trafficking is a growing crisis that affects communities all over the country, including right here in East Texas. Advocates say it can happen in plain sight and Raising awareness is key to prevention and rescue. And a local organization here in East Texas, Unbound Now, is working to support survivors and stop trafficking before it even starts. And they're partnering with ASCO Equipment for a family-friendly event that's coming to the community. It's also a chance to help on out. Joining us this morning once more is Maria Villarreal and Andrew Brown. Thank you so much for joining us again this morning. So how important is it, to tell the community about human trafficking and, tips on how to stop it and prevent it?
Yeah, well, thank you for having us, first of all. It's incredibly important to be able to recognize the signs of human trafficking because it is happening here. It's happening in our own backyards, underneath our noses. It's happening everywhere. So some signs include if there is a kiddo running away from the house, or maybe they have a history of criminal record, history of abuse, history of drug use. The reason why is because traffickers go after those that are very, very vulnerable. The more vulnerabilities a person has, the more likely a trafficker is to come into their life, manipulate them, and then exploit them.
All good tips there. And then you're with an organization called Unbound Now. What is Unbound Now?
So Unbound Now is an anti-human trafficking organization. We are located all over the state of Texas and Louisiana. So we help victims of human trafficking, but also we help high-risk youth. And I have the greatest honor to say that we have already helped over 1,600 survivors in the state of Texas. And we have helped over 120 survivors here in East Texas.
That's awesome. And then in a couple of weekends, you guys have an event. You guys are partnering with ASCO Equipment for this as well. Why is this partnership important for this event, which we'll talk in a minute? But why is this partnership so important to you guys?
So with the numbers that I just gave, we have to find ways to help the survivors survive, right? And so it's so important because we tend to give survivors meals, clothes, we tend to help them with their school, whether it be their GED, school supplies, and things like that. So it's super important to find ways to donate so that we can help survivors.
And then you guys are partnering for a fall event, which Andrew, I think you can talk more about on this. What can people expect and when is it?
So next Saturday, October 18th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the East Texas Fairgrounds off Highway 64. We have our Fall Festival. It's benefiting Unbound Now. It's a totally free event, free admission. Bring the whole family. It's going to be family friendly. We're going to have plenty of games, hay rides. We're going to have face painting and hard hat decorating for the kids. We're going to have some competitive games. We're going to have a golf ball drop. We're going to have a silent auction. So it's going to be a full day full of activities, all benefiting Unbound Now. Please come. There's no admission. We just ask that maybe you donate whatever you can to the charity. The ASCO Foundation matches dollar for dollar everything raised, so this could be a big deal if we have a great turnout for Unbound Now. Again, free admission. We're going to have food trucks out there, so lunch will be taken care of. Bring the whole family. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Sounds like it's going to be a good time. Something else you mentioned earlier is a different type of rodeo. What did you call it?
There's an equipment rodeo. It's going to be some games involving maybe the operating of machines and whatnot. So it's always a big hit.
Right.
So.
You're not giving out too much details. We just have to go out and see what this event is all about.
That's right.
You mentioned donations too. How can people make those donations?
You can go online to the Unbound Now website. We also have a QR code, I believe, pulled up right now. You can take a picture of that. ASCO has a Facebook page you can visit, and you can donate via the QR code there. You can bring in your donations, or you can simply come to the event, donate there, whatever you would like, however big or small, we'll take anything. Again, it's going to be doubled, so it could turn out to be a very big donation for Unbound Now.
Sounds good. And real quickly, big event. Do you guys need any volunteers, and how can they sign up?
We could definitely use some volunteers. You can call our local branch, 903-293-0201. You can contact Unbound Now. You can go to our Facebook page. You can just show up and we'll take whoever. We need as many hands as possible.
Sounds good. Look, it's like it's going to be a great time. We'll have all this information on our website, CBS19.tv. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back after the break.
It's time for CBS19 Sports.
Hello and welcome to Sports. I'm Jimmy Searfoss. We're glad you're with us. How's it go? Look good, play good, pay good, right? I don't know about pay good in high school. You'd be surprised a little bit, but Longview Game Day dropped this yesterday. It's launch week for the Mahomes Gladiator jerseys. Man, these things look good. Longview in these with John King back in the stadium. Yeah, these guys ain't losing. But hey, you want to talk about winning? These boys down in Mount Enterprise can't seem to stop doing it, to a point where they're undefeated, a perfect 5-0. But this week, it's going to be their toughest test yet. It's test-taking time down at Mount Enterprise. No, not the standardized kind. The district kind.
It's a huge ball game. It's a huge challenge for us.
You see, these Wildcats have been cruising through the first half of the season, but this Grapeland game...
Well, it'll be standing room only. They'll be circling the fence on Friday night for the Grapeland games.
And for good reason, because these Sandies got playmakers on a level Mount Enterprise hasn't seen all season long.
Grapeland was a 4-round football team last year. Coach Wood and his staff did a great job. You know, they came out of the 2A D1 district and then went 4 rounds deep their first year in D2. That's arguably the best coaching job in the state of Texas. And so we're not looking past Friday one bit.
And a win over Grapeland really shakes up that 3-way tie at first place in 2A Division II Region 3 District 11. And come on, who doesn't love first place? I know the town of Mount Enterprise does.
There's a lot of energy from the community, a lot of effort and time put in, and kids playing hard. We're real proud of them right now.
And don't worry, there ain't no night before cramming for this test. This one, these Wildcats have been studying for since week 1.
We're excited about the challenge, and our community will be behind us. The stands will be packed, and they'll be lined up all the way to the concession stand.
Hey, don't miss this one either. Tonight, huge Thursday night live matchup for y'all on CBS19 Plus. 4-2 Union Grove taking on 3-3 Ore City. Big-time district consequences on this line. The Lions started the year off hot. 3 straight wins. They dropped the last 2 of their last 3 against top 15 teams like Wascom and Elysian Fields. The Rebels are trying to get back to 500. They've lost 2 after starting the season strong at 3-1. So make sure you tune in. Join me tonight at 7 on CBS19 Plus. I'll have the call from Rebel Stadium in the city on the Iron Hill. How about that? The Yankees, they were fighting for their playoff life last night. Didn't get off to a great start. Vlad Jr. shot this one down the line. It was enough for George Springer to swing around and score. Jays went up first in this one. Went up early in this one. A bit later, in steps Ryan McMahon. Out goes the baseball. And it seemed like he was the only Yankee playing out there tonight, because shortly after he did this. Check the slides. Slippery in the foul territory. This liner, though, from the shortstop Nathan Luke, or over the shortstop, put 2 men across from the men from Canada, and that was all she wrote. Blue Jays scratched 1 more across, and the Yankees did not. They will no longer be playing in 2025. Sorry, Dan. Let's talk Cubbies. They were fighting for their World Series dreams as well. Already down 1 in the first. Check this out. Michael Busch. And we're all tied up in the first inning. So much action took place in the first inning, including this next clip. Crow Armstrong. He's got more letters in his name than people on base, but he's going to actually strong arm it into right field. This one scored a few for them Cubbies, who just didn't look back. Cubs grabbed their first win of the series yesterday. They will live to play again tonight at 8:08. That's all I got for you. See ya.
All right, thanks so much, Jamie. We're about to step away for a quick moment while we do our over-the-air cut-in. Stay with us here on CBS 19 Plus. Good morning, all. I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you for joining us for this news update. Well, a new plea is underway to halt the scheduled execution of an East Texas death row inmate, Robert Robertson, just a week away now. Robert Robertson was convicted of killing his 2-year-old daughter, Nikki, in 2003. He would be the first person in the country executed for a conviction tied to shaken baby syndrome, a conviction his attorneys say was based on outdated and flawed science. Lawmakers visited Robertson in prison yesterday to advocate for his innocence, and they're calling for a new trial.
Are we going to hide behind mistakes made 23 years in the justice system? Are we going to put light on what happened and show courage to make sure we fight for true justice?
Robertson's attorney's request for a new trial is pending in the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. As of now, his execution is scheduled for a week from today. Meanwhile, a nearly 10-year-old East Texas murder case is finally moving forward in court. 88-year-old Reza Kamili is set to stand trial for the 2016 murder of a Longview businessman, Ron Horaney. He's accused of hiring Alfredo Liscano to kill Horaney over what officials say was a family dispute. Horaney was shot and killed at the front of his door on May 30th, 2016. Kamali wasn't arrested until April of this year. A tentative trial date is now set for June 8th of next year. Both Kamali and Liscano are expected for a status hearing tomorrow. And mini golf could be coming back to Tyler. The city is Planning and Zoning Commission, that is, just approved a special use permit to turn the old Wood Creek Athletic Club on South Broadway into a new outdoor course. The athletic club closed back in 2021, and under the new plan, the building would be torn down to make room for this golf course. This comes just months after Putt-Putt Golfing Games, Tyler's last mini golf spot, closed after 64 years. A Holiday Inn Express is now being built in its place. The final approval for this new course is up to the Tyler City Council now. All right, let's get a check on that forecast with Joel now. Joel, you've been teasing better weather, lower humidity, right?
Yeah, lower humidity, cooler temperatures, at least for the next couple of days. But the biggest thing is that lower humidity. Even starting as soon as this afternoon, we're going to tumble in those humidity values into this afternoon, down to the pleasant category by Friday. And we're going to be comfortable all the way through the weekend and into parts of next week. Now, with how dry it's been and with how dry it's going to be, we still have that risk for moderate to even high fire risk here across the area, especially over deep East Texas, and now including areas further to the north to include Gilmer, Mount Pleasant, Longview. Highly recommend you stay away from burning anything, especially if you are within those areas that still have that burn ban until further notice. 7-day forecast, nice and dry, very pleasant, especially going into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Look at the lows starting Friday and Saturday in the upper 50s. We're in the middle 80s for tomorrow. For today, a little bit cooler than yesterday. We got up to a high of around 91 degrees. Today, a little bit cooler. We got a northeasterly breeze holding on. That's going to bring in some cooler temperatures and some lower humidity, and that will translate into middle 80s for tomorrow. And that ridge of high pressure will build back in this weekend and into next week, with highs returning back to the middle to upper 80s to low 90s.
Welcome back to Morning Y'all, 7:32 now. This is what's coming up in our second half hour. An East Texas death row inmate faces execution next week, but his attorneys say flawed science could prove his innocence. We'll have the latest coming up. Plus, 44 dogs rescued from a suspected puppy mill will remain in Smith County custody, getting the care they need while legal battles continue. We'll break down all that for you next in the next few minutes.
And well, we got some cool temperatures or cooler temperatures in store for today and for tomorrow, but temperatures will be increasing to well above average over the next six to 10 days. I'll show you what the numbers look like in your forecast coming up on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Welcome back to Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus. I'm Jesus Martinez. Dana has the morning off. A new plea is underway to halt the scheduled execution of an East Texas death row inmate now just days away. Robert Robertson was convicted of killing his 2-year-old daughter Nikki in 2003. Now, he would be the first person in the country executed for a conviction tied to shaken baby syndrome, a conviction his attorneys say was based on outdated and flawed science. Lawmakers visited Robertson in prison yesterday to advocate for his innocence, and they're calling for a new trial.
Are we going to hide behind mistakes made 23 years in the justice system? Are we going to put light on what happened and show courage to make sure we fight for true justice?
Robertson's attorney's request for a new trial is still pending in the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. As of now, his execution is scheduled a week from today. Meanwhile, a nearly 10-year-old East Texas murder case is finally moving forward in court. 88-year-old Reza Kamili was set to stand trial for the 2016 murder of a Longview businessman, Ron Horaney. He's accused of hiring Alfredo Liscano to kill Horaney over what officials say was a family dispute. Horaney was shot and killed at the front door of his home on May 30th, 2016. Kamali wasn't arrested until April of this year, though. A tentative trial date that is now set for June 8th of next year. Both Kamali and Liscano are expected in court tomorrow for status hearings. Over in Smith County, a judge ruled yesterday that the 44 dogs seized from what authorities described as an apparent puppy mill will remain in county custody.
I'm going to order that the cruelty treated animal case is that they were, or here on October the 8th, 2025, decide that the 44 plus dogs, that they're going to be given to the following municipality or county animal shelter, nonprofit animal welfare.
While many of the dogs were malnourished and suffering from skin infections and overgrown nails when they were first recovered, Smith County Commissioner John Moore said that all of the dogs are now improving and that they've been moved to the Smith County Animal Shelter.
All of the dogs are greatly improved since they came into the shelter, and that will continue. A lot of them had bad cases of worms from lying in their own feces and urine, and the vet has done a really good job of bringing them around. The individual from the family says she intends to appeal, so the dogs could be with us for a little while longer, and that's fine. We'll take good care of them.
Well, the judge also ordered that all the dogs be spayed and neutered at the expense of the new owner. A $24,000 bond was set to appeal at yesterday's ruling. The superintendent of Edgewood ISD is speaking out following a recent online thread that mentioned both Edgewood and Canton ISDs. Superintendent Scott Tyner says the district became aware of troubling online activity back on October 3rd. That discovery prompted an immediate investigation into a student at Edgewood High School. While no specific threat was made, the district says the behavior raised enough concern to remove the student from campus right away. The student also made references to Canton High School, which led to both districts to be involved. Officials confirmed no weapons were found on campus, but say they're taking the situation seriously. Meanwhile, a high school scandal in Union Grove has escalated into a felony, and this morning a student is at the center of serious criminal charges. That student at Union Grove High School was indicted earlier this month for invasive visual recording after investigators say he secretly recorded a student in a school bathroom. According to authorities, the student used his phone to capture the video, then shared it on Snapchat. The incident, which happened last spring, triggered a wave of backlash and ultimately led to the resignation of the district superintendent. Now, the student is out on bond as he awaits his next court date. 7:36 now. Make sure to grab your fishing poles because the Texas Freshwater Fisheries Center in Athens is back open again. Yeah, the center reopened its doors yesterday after closing in early August for emergency repairs. According to the center, a corroded steel support column in the main visitor center was fixed, making sure everyone was safe. The center is a popular destination for families and anglers and also offers attractions like aquariums, fishing ponds, and educational programs about Texas's waterways. And mini golf in Tyler could be coming back. The city's Planning and Zoning Commission just approved a special use permit to turn the old Wood Creek Athletic Club on South Broadway into a new outdoor course. Now, the athletic club closed back in 2021, and under this new plan, that building would be torn down to make room for the golf course. You see some renderings on your screen right now. This comes just months after putt-putt golfing games. Tyler's last outdoor mini golf spot closed after 64 years. A Holiday Inn Express is now being built in its place. Now, the final approval heads to Tyler City Council. 7:38 now, a new video game not only featuring Lego building bricks, but it was also made from them. Lego Party, as the name implies, is a party game where the pieces, the board, even much of the user interface were made with Legos, Joel. The Lego creators had been at hand placed by the developers at the same scale as if they were building them in real Lego time.
Wow, I did grow up playing a lot of Lego games growing up, including Lego Harry Potter, Lego Star Wars, Lego Indiana Jones, even Lego Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right.
I had that for the DS, so wow.
Funny enough, we were talking about this because I also have another Lego game.
What you got?
I don't know what it's called.
Is it Lego Dimensions?
It's Lego Dimensions,
Okay.
but it's not Lego specific related, but it's like a Lego Dimension type of game where you go out. Maybe you'll know if I explain it to you, but it's like this AI robot world took over the world, destroyed it, and now like this group is trying to rebuild it, destroying the robots and I don't know.
Yeah, I'm unsure about that.
I'll have to Google. I'll let you know once I get home. I'll have to Google it maybe if I can find it. But I've enjoyed that game pretty much.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
All right, we'll have to have a game night pretty soon. Well, as you get older, it can be harder to keep up with all this new technology. That's why a library in Nashville is working to teach seniors how they can use artificial intelligence. It's all part of the library's Digital Inclusion Week. NPO's Marion Christom says that so many people have so many questions about this emerging technology, even we do. The class breaks down the different types of AI, the ways to use it, and how you can use it in your everyday life. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know a while back, some libraries had classes on how to teach people how to use a computer.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just senior citizens. It could have been anyone who wasn't familiar with a computer. Same thing with a cell phone or anything else that technology has given in our hands.
Right. I guess it's AI's turn. That's for sure.
I wonder what's next after AI. You always think about what's next, and it can't get better than this.
Right. You always think that, but
and then
I'm curious to see what happens next.
We'll see. AI is not taking our jobs, I will say that.
No.
All right, well, creepy masks, spooky decorations, and mountains of candy could haunt your wallet this Halloween. The National Retail Federation just released its annual consumer survey showing Americans are expected to spend a record $13.1 billion with a B dollars this year. That's more $1.5 billion than last year. The average person is projected to spend around $114 on costumes, candy, and more. Experts say part of the price jump is due to the ongoing tariffs on Chinese imports, which are driving up costs on many holiday goods. So this is the perfect time, not saying skip Halloween, but DIY your costume.
Yeah, exactly. Make your own, you know, do whatever you can.
During mom season, we saw the Lindell, one of the Lindell classes was making a DIY huge mom, and they spent like maybe $100 on it.
There you go. Or you can also recycle some of the old costumes.
Right.
That is if you haven't grown.
Right, I've grown out of it. Or just give me the hand-me-downs. There's nothing wrong with hand-me-downs from other Halloween costumes.
No, not at all.
No hand-me-down Halloween candy, though.
No.
I don't want stale Kit Kats in my bag.
Yeah, no thank you. I will pass on that.
We will have to keep an eye on the weather, though, later on in October to see how we need to dress for these costumes, whether we need a light costume, a heavy costume, we'll see. But for now, we're thankful because the humidity is going down.
Yeah, at least the humidity for right now is going to be going down, and then we do have another cold front that we're going to be watching for the later parts of next week, and we're going to keep track of those temperature trends pretty closely. But what we have going on for us right now is we take a look at our satellite and radars. We do have a stationary front kind of sitting right on top of southern Texas at this point, and that will eventually move further to the north, become a warm front, and then transition back into a cold front as cooler air continues to advance. But our satellite and radar picture, it is nice and clear. We got lots and lots of sunshine in store for this afternoon. It's going to be wonderful. You can see some of that cooler air up to the northeast over Jefferson, Marshall, Mount Pleasant. We got lower 60s in that direction. And take a look at the winds going from northeast to southwest. That's all that cooler air being transported all the way into East Texas. So that's why we're going to be a little bit cooler for today and for the next couple of days, as long as that northeast wind holds on. So a little bit cooler for today, still obviously on the warm side. We're still going to be in the middle to upper 80s, but lots of sunshine going forward. And of course, that lower humidity is really going to be helping us out big time. Look at our low temperatures for Friday and Saturday. Because of that low humidity, we got upper 50s for lows. Drier air changes temperature much quicker than moist air. So that's why we have those temperatures as low as they are. It's because of how dry that is. So we got upper 50s to start Friday and Saturday, and then we will be building back our temperatures in the daytime into the middle to potentially upper 80s by next week. And I'll show you what that looks like in your full forecast coming up later.
All right, 7:45 now. This isn't your typical Halloween display. One Texas grandfather has turned his front yard into a full-scale homemade haunted carnival. How cool is that? And he's making sure every child can enjoy it. Juliana Jackson shows us how he's creating a spooky, fun, and sensory-friendly experience for everyone.
This isn't a haunted house. It's Gary Combs' front yard.
A lot of ghouls and
Every year, he spends months preparing.
props. I build new things, move everything around. So it's just different every year.
Take this rotisserie prop. It's one of his first creations.
I made it, it wasn't just a static prop, it turned, but it was like a year or two later, I actually automated it and made it, you know, what you see now.
He's added a walking path into a full-scale carnival.
That was a lot of work, but it's been a lot of fun to do. And of course, you can't have a carnival without clowns.
Gary tells me he's been putting out these Halloween decorations since 2011, and a lot of these pieces are homemade. He just wants to make sure that everyone is able to enjoy this time of year.
It's seeing everybody have fun and enjoy it. Yes. And it's, believe it or not, more of the adults enjoy it more than the kids, I think, sometimes.
2 years ago, Combs realized not everyone could enjoy his display.
I actually have 2 grandkids that have cochlear implants, and they can't handle loud noises, and The youngest doesn't really like flashing lights that much.
So Combs did what any grandfather would do. He created a solution. Enter sensory-friendly night.
And we'll turn down the lights, turn off the sounds, turn off the fog.
People who might otherwise miss out on Halloween will get their chance to trick or treat.
Just a good time for everybody and be able to enjoy it.
All right, everybody, let's get into your forecast. Thanks for joining us this morning on CBS 19 Plus. Now, we all are looking forward to this lower humidity, right? Unfortunately, there is a little bit of a downside when it comes to that. We do have moderate to high risks for fire danger across East Texas. And if you go further south, we got some very high risks for fire danger. That's because of the lower humidity, the lack of rainfall that we've had. So we are in that moderate to high fire risk here across the area, which has led to the issuance of burn bans in some parts of the area. So that's something that we're going to be watching for really closely as we go forward here. So again, burn bans continue until further notice for Carthage Center, Jacksonville, Crockett, Lufkin, and parts of, or I should say all of Trinity County until further notice. We are going to be very dry going forward. It's going to be feeling very comfortable, but definitely think twice before you start burning anything going into the next several days. We got this ridge that's really going to be building in as we go into the next several days. That's going to set us well above average for the next 6 to 10 days and even into this weekend. Well above average temperatures between October 15th through October 19th, 6 to 10 days above average, right in that bullseye right here across East Texas, and for that matter, most of Texas as well, even extending as far north as the northern and central plains. That ridge of high pressure is to blame for that. So we need that ridge to go away in order to get that fall-like air to really come into the area. But for now, we got some cooler temperatures coming in from the northeast. This is also going to result in below average temperatures, or below average rainfall, I should say, that ridge of high pressure across much of the southern plains, including us here at East Texas. Meanwhile, on the west side of the high pressure area, we got some above average rainfall, a likely possibility. We got some moisture coming in from the Pacific, and that brings in showers and thunderstorms over the southwest. There's a little thing called the North American monsoon. So that's what we got going on in that direction. As for our tropics, pretty quiet here across the Atlantic. One thing that we're watching for, the only storm that we're really paying attention to right now is Tropical Storm Jerry, 65-mile-an-hour winds so far. We got tropical storm watches in effect for some of the islands there. It is expected to miss San Juan way to the east and eventually move to the north and eventually off to the east. High pressure also having an influence on this track here. So we have a northerly path here and then eventually to the east, way over open waters, expected to weaken by next week. Back here in East Texas, a very quiet, very pleasant forecast, especially as far as the humidity goes. Lots of sunshine going into the next several days. Humidity likely going to be at its lowest for this weekend, and then we'll start to see it pick up just a little bit into early parts of next week. We'll see high temperatures creeping way above average, 5 to 10 degrees above average, I should say. This is near record highs possible by Tuesday and Wednesday. 90 degrees possible by then. But in the meantime, enjoy those cooler fall-like temperatures in the middle 80s.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. Let's get back to our question of the day this morning. It's an interesting one. I like it, actually. If a friend lost you at the grocery store, which aisle would they find you at? You talked about video games earlier. What would be the second aisle they would find you?
Oh, just like any tech aisle, whether that be like phone cases or cameras.
Right.
Or just any sort of tech aisle,
Just
I would say. And that's
scouring.
honestly not too far away from the gaming aisle
It
either.
just works out. You just happen to hop onto the next department.
Right, so as long as you look in that general vicinity,
You'll find Joel.
You will find me.
I don't know if you've seen this trend on social media, but there's like where friends go out and they play hide and go seek at a grocery store, and whoever finds the other first wins. So that just gave it away. If we ever play that game, I know where Joel's definitely going to be.
Well, there you go.
For me, probably you'll find me in the plant aisle. I'm trying to become a plant dad part 2. Killed my plants the first time around. I didn't water them. Sorry, plants. So I'm trying to keep them alive this time. So instead of growing my own plants, I bought plants that are already blooms and I'm just going to maintain them.
Okay.
So you might find me there trying to figure out what not to hopefully kill next.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see what people on Facebook, hopefully not the third time. Let's see what people on Facebook are saying this morning. We heard from other people earlier. Terry said the front door. And then Amy said the fresh produce aisle, and Shamika said the cookie aisle. We have some new guesses. Vicky says the chip aisle. Chip aisle is pretty good because it's also where the popcorn aisle is. So they're on both ends.
There you go.
And you get the best of both worlds.
You know where my fiance would be? Like the home aisle.
Would she?
She would be
home decorating?
like, oh yeah. Whether that just be in Target or a lot of times it's TJ Maxx.
Right.
It's, pillows, blankets, all the home stuff. She loves it.
TJ Maxx has some good home goods or some good home items, so I will say that. And then Precious Mac, I like her name. It's a very precious. Saying fruits and vegetables. A lot of people staying on the healthy aisles, maybe going out to buy groceries for dinner or whatever it may be. So everyone has a little bit of everything that they would find themselves at. But hey, keep on guessing on our Facebook page. We have this on our Facebook. And for now, we'll be right back after this break. We're going to do a quick over-the-air cut-in. Stay with us here on CBS 19 Plus. Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you so much for joining us for this news update. 2 weeks after a heartbreaking loss on the sidelines of a Corrigan-Camden football game, the East Texas community is remembering Daniel Rivera, a young athlete who died too soon. It was a regular Friday night under the stadium lights when Daniel suddenly clutched his head in pain during the game. Just 2 weeks after battling from a knee injury, he collapsed unresponsive and was rushed to the hospital. Doctors found a rare brain malformation that caused internal bleeding, a condition no one expected and no one could have prevented. After emergency surgery and days of hope, Daniel's condition worsened, leading to an impossible decision for his family.
We wouldn't want to hurt his body any more than what it's already going through. If his heart stops, we're just going to have to let it be.
All of this really impacted our lives deeply, but knowing that he served God with all his heart, we know that God took him with him and took him into his glory with him.
A viewing will be held tomorrow from noon to 7 p.m. at the First Baptist Church Life Center. The funeral is set for Saturday at 2 p.m. at the Corrigan-Camden High School cafeteria. A Carthage ISD bank director has resigned because a new Texas state law, that is, requires the 10 Commandments to be displayed in public classrooms. Johnny Cotton, who spent 42 years in education, says the mandate crosses a line between politics and religion in public schools. And that's a line he refused to cross. In a social media post, Mr. Cotton said he doesn't blame the district because they had no choice but to enforce the law. Carthage ISD accepted his resignation and thanked him for his service. In a statement sent to CBS19, they said Mr. Cotton has resigned from his position with Carthage ISD for personal reasons. We appreciate his service to our students and community during his time with the district, and we wish him best in his future endeavors. Now stepping in as interim director is Todd Dock, the current assistant band director, who brings more than a decade of experience in music education. All right, let's get checking that forecast now with Joel. It's almost Friday, Joel.
Almost Friday, and the weather is going to be absolutely fantastic, especially when it comes to our humidity. We are lower humidity values as early as this afternoon, and especially going into Friday, we're down into that pleasant category. We're going to hold steady within that comfortable category all the way through this weekend and into parts of next week. Still going to be very, very dry, though. We still have burn bans in place across parts of East Texas as of right now. Carthage, Center, Lufkin, Jacksonville, and Crockett, and Trinity County still within that burn ban until further notice, and we are going to continue to be very, very dry all the way through this weekend and into parts of next week. Basically all of next week, I should even say. Your 7-day forecast is a very, very quiet 7-day forecast. Lots of sunshine, though. That is one thing that we are going to definitely look forward to. But for sure, in the near term, I should say, upper 80s for today, middle 80s for tomorrow. Look at those low temperatures starting out in the upper 50s. That shows just how much more refreshing of an air mass is going to be coming into the area, and it's in progress right now. And temperatures will be increasing back into the upper 80s by this weekend and potentially near 90 by Tuesday and Wednesday. So take it all in while you can.
All right, 8:05 this morning. Welcome back. We have a great way to end the show. Theater TJC is kicking off its 25-26 season with a dazzling musical adaptation of Roald Dahl's classical story, James and the Giant Peach, from the imaginative puppetry to live choreography and music from award-winning composer Benj Pasek and Justin Paul. And the show promises a whimsical adventure for everyone of all ages. Here joining us is part of the cast and Denise with Theater TJC. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Y'all look amazing. Thank you so much for waking up early. Would not be me. I mean, I wake up early for this, but I put on light makeup for TV. So first off, tell us about James and the Giant Peach. What is the story about, Denise?
Well, it's really just about friendship and inclusion. It's a story of a child whose dreams eventually lead him to finding a safe place to call home with friends that might not be ordinary.
That's awesome. And so tell us about all these amazing elements that you guys have out here. Abby, if you want to talk about yours and then go with Lola.
Yeah, of course. So this is Spider. She is one of your most classical puppets that you'll see. And fun fact about all of our puppets that we have, all of the fabric that's used on them are actually parts of our costume.
Really?
So all of her legs are what my legs are on my costume, same with like all the fabric on the sides and everything. And it's just really fun to have a new challenge of being able to learn how to puppeteer. And I've really enjoyed learning with my fellow castmates. And
So how quickly did you learn how to puppeteer?
Almost immediately.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's not hard to learn.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. How long? I mean, tell us about the ladybug that you're puppeteering, Lola.
This is Ladybug. You hold her right here, and then this is how you manipulate her wings so that when
And
we're
you can
on
hear
stage,
the air too whenever she flies. That's so cool.
and I can lift her up and down so she can crawl and fly. And she's great. I love her.
That's
She's
awesome.
so
And
cute.
so both of y'all, how long, we talked about this earlier, but how long have y'all been doing theater for? And what inspired you to get into theater in the first place?
I've been doing theater since I was in the 3rd grade. My biggest inspiration was really getting to put myself out there even at 8 years old. I just like performing and putting a smile on other people's faces and getting to become a new person and become a new character.
That's awesome. What about you, Lola?
I started in 8th grade, and really what drew me to theater is just sharing stories with other people, and like something about just being so out there with the characters that you get to play, and like telling people stories. It's just that fascinated me, and I really wanted to be a part of that. So
That's awesome. And so, Denise, let's talk about dates and what people can expect. Because we said it was a whimsical adventure, and it seems like it's a lot of fun. So what can people expect once they head out, and what are the dates for those shows?
Well, they can expect to see a lot of spectacle. We have many more puppets.
Yeah.
We have a real colorful spectacle with scenery and costuming and what have you, but they're going to have a lot of fun, I hope, as far as what to expect. The tickets are the best price ticket in town, by the way. Our adult tickets are $10 and children are $5, along with seniors and military. And our tickets have already been on sale. We opened last night.
There we go.
They can get their tickets at our box office. That number is 903-510-2212, and they can reserve tickets and just show up at the door to pay for them. So they don't have to pay in advance.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty easy to get there, and it's not expensive. You can bring the whole family to this one. It's very family friendly, and it's important to us at Theater TJC to give back to the community, and this is just a way for us to give to everyone, providing a family show for everyone to come and see, and it's got a great message behind it. I hope the audience will walk away with a feeling of a renewed belief in friendship and kindness, because that's what the play is all about.
That's so sweet. $10 is very affordable, so there's no excuse not to go. You said it was the best price in town, right? Last day to see the show, when will that be?
We run tonight through Saturday, so we have performances every evening at 7:30, but we also offer a matinee on Saturday at 2:30.
There we go. Seems like it's going to be a great time. Any other information people should know before heading on out, either maybe tonight through Saturday?
Just, as far as information about the show, you have it, but I just really want the community to have live theater in their lives. Theater is such a reflection of life, and opening up this world to children and opening the arts up to a child, it's just so important. And if we touch one child and get them to understand that there's no place for bullying and you can be kind and accepting of people who are unlike you, then we have done our job.
There we
so
go.
we want them to come and take that away.
It sure has a sweet message, and if the price didn't convince you to head on out this weekend, maybe Abby and Lola can. I think you guys have a quick little performance you guys are going to show off for us. So, Denise, you want to come over this way? You guys can step on back and do a quick little performance for us.
Have you even begun to wonder why your ladybug sports her spots? There's a lot you can tell from a ruby red shell if you look real close and connect the dots.
Have you even begun to wonder how a grasshopper twangs a tune?
I put my thigh to my wings to hear symphony strings playing love songs to the moon.
Follow us and listen.
There's so much you're missing, such a lot you thought you got until now. Well, don't you wonder how a giant peach can grow to the sky? A 6-foot earthworm catches your eye. You glide through night by the light of a firefly. Ain't it kind of crazy?
That's awesome. Thank y'all so much. Hopefully that inspired, Denise, if you want to come back on here, hopefully that inspired people to head on out and see the play during this week. Joel, take it away. I don't think you can do any better than this. Can you say,
Definitely don't think so.
Weather?
Oh my goodness. Here's your forecast. You
There
got a
we go.
7-day forecast with lots of sun. Temperatures in the 80s going forward. We got some lower humidity, temperatures in the middle 80s for tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be the coolest day in our forecast. Not expecting any spiders or ladybugs in this forecast, except for maybe over there. But as for the weather, it's going to be a pretty good one. We got temperatures going back up to summer-like levels going into next week. So just got to take it all in while you can.
Take it in while you can. And hey, it's going to be hot outside this weekend. Go ahead and come in on doors and join the theater TJC tonight and this weekend. Thank you again so much for joining us. And thank you at home for starting your day with us here on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus. Make sure to catch the noon show with Ayana Aird on CBS 19, and of course here on CBS 19 Plus as well. Keep it here for the latest news and weather throughout the day. Have a good morning. We'll see you doctor and early back here tomorrow on Friday.